To build his arm strength, the man pulled a 4-ton car every single day. Even his dumbbells started at 200 kilograms, because in just 1 week, the wrist wrestling championship, his lifelong dream, would begin. Winning the title was his ultimate goal. But his opponents were fierce, the reigning defending champion and a notorious, steroid-fueled bearded man who had snapped every opponent's wrist in previous matches. Soon, the competition day arrived. Victory was the only option. Before the matches, the bearded man injected himself with banned substances, joining other elite fighters from around the world. During a pre-match interview, a reporter asked the man if he had any words for his family. The question struck a nerve. His younger sister, his only family, had stopped speaking to him after an argument just days earlier. With nothing to say, he turned and walked away. The tournament began with a 16-competitor bracket, and the man fought his way through the first round. Meanwhile, the bearded man cruised through his matches, taunting his defeated opponents. But in the quarterfinals, the man lost a crushing blow. Then, suddenly, the referee ruled his opponent had cheated. Hope returned. Against the odds, he advanced to the semifinals. The bearded man, however, kept intentionally injuring his rival's wrists, sparking outrage in the crowd. The defending champion swore to make him pay. Behind the scenes, the bearded man's wealthy backer approached the man's manager, offering $200 million if he threw the final match. But the man, already nursing an injury from the earlier foul, refused. When his manager confessed the bribe, the man exploded in anger. This was his one and only shot at glory. He stormed out of the locker room. Only after meeting the man's 2 young nephews did the manager realize how much this meant to him. But fate intervened. In the semi-final draw, the man was paired against the defending champion, robbing him of a chance to face the bearded man directly. Their first attempt ended in a slip. On the second try, the referee bound their hands with straps. One relied on brute strength, the other on technique. Neither could gain an edge. Then, shockingly, the straps snapped from the force, leaving the crowd, and even the announcer, stunned. In the final round, the man adapted, borrowing his opponent's tactics. With raw power, he triumphed, earning his spot in the finals. The defending champion, conceding gracefully, passed the torch to him. After 10 minutes of rest, the final match began. The bearded man shoved him during the handshake, then resorted to dirty tricks mid-bout, snapping the man's thumb. In wrist wrestling, an injured hand is a death sentence, but the man gritted his teeth and fought on. As he began losing, he spotted his sister cheering in the crowd and remembered the promise he'd made to his niece. In that moment, a hidden strength surged through him. Slowly, he turned the tide. Veins bulging, he summoned every ounce of strength and won. At last, he raised the World Championship trophy, becoming the first and only Grand Slam champion in wrist wrestling history.